All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for RWBY Volume 7, Chapter 1. And this is the early access only portion of this here, where we're going to do a timer-based reaction-only bit of footage here. So there's no episode footage, so you have to use your Rooster Teeth first membership, or just your Rooster Teeth account, which I believe will give you access to the first chapter's episode, and then just press play when we do our countdown here. And yeah, we get to watch it together, basically. So yeah, enjoy, guys. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
All right, let's get this new OP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right, in RWBY premieres, they usually do the OP at the very end of the first episode, yeah.
Yep.
See the moon shattered by
and I love the particle effects.
God of Darkness. Oh, the fleet of Atlas.
This is some calming music. Definitely nothing bad gonna happen with this.
You'd think they have some kind of intelligence about, like, yeah.
Well, in general, yes.
I meant, yes, but about an attack incoming or something. Otherwise, if this is just how scared they are. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Solid performance.
Yeah, she would know. Ooh.
Hey, then you guys could have an excuse to beat the crap out of him.
Yep.
Yeah. Why are you not going to immediately dock? Shoot it down.
Oh, so this is their reason for going down to Mantle. Gotcha.
Sure. Feel a little bit cock-blocked to not see just the glory of everything up top, but this is gorgeous.
Right. Well, this is where they bring us out of the illusion of it being so perfect, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that beard.
But there's less pepper in there than I expected.
And his priority, apparently. Yeah. Okay. Dang.
That's Big Brother
intense.
is watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you need to call her and Oh. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, let's just get some boots on the ground, kind of look around, talk to some people. Or more like they're going to go investigate the ship now. So they should just, ditch it, basically.
Yep. Although...
All right, well, the crew is back.
Not at least calling Winter seems like... Because they wouldn't necessarily...
Well, no, I think they did. They did. Weiss had her on the phone. She wasn't picking up. Or wait, no, that might have been the things. Okay.
Well, new character.
Okay.
Potentially.
Well, also that whole thing of election imminent. Whoa. Dang. There's a lot of little things in the background going on here.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of just
Oh, that
Oh, bless Truck-kun. This reminds me of the recent stuff with Alita. Remember?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, the mines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Wow. Dang.
Slur incoming. 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
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 Taking out the trash. Yeah.
And Weiss is the one with the general like, I have. He recognized her.
Yeah.
He recognized her.
Yeah.
He's like, that was why. He's like,
Oh.
ooh, cool. Contact.
Okay, I thought she was talking to the girl for a second. I'm like, that girl's not old. I see he runs windows.
Wait. Wait.
Nope, don't remember you.
Oh my god, yes, this is
Dang.
awesome.
You are like a flower in bloom in the springtime.
But that hairstyle on the guy. And you see the x-rays?
Nah, it's no. No.
Okay.
Yeah. This really feels Alita. The old doctor that works in cybernetics. Like, I guess that's nothing super uncommon in a sci-fi kind of world, but oh
no, yep.
Okay,
and I was gonna say, look at the bow, Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, well.
Oh. No, it's just like, please. The character animation is really smooth.
Oh yeah, the gestures and
yeah.
expressions and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dismantled.
Mm-hmm.
Dismantled.
See? They're even...
Okay. All right.
Oh my god, and the whale, Geppetto!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
We're this is happening,
all right,
Jacob!
All right.
I see what you're doing here, Rooster Teeth. I see what you're doing here, Krooby. I love the day since last nonsense thing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. That was his. Like,
yeah.
He made the arm. Oh my god! What? Of course he would. Of course he would.
Wow.
Oh! Oh my god!
Wait, but the thing is, that didn't seem like a past tense.
That didn't seem
thing.
like past tense, yeah. It might be that he still has her, like, in the computer, like her...
Well, right, because if you, like, unless it's like an actual soul thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is the soul. Like, they definitely bonded, you know... Oh, yeah, her weapon's broken since the Adam encounter. Okay. So this is... Oh, this is what we saw at RTX. Gotcha. So we're going to get to see those saber-tooth Grim, yeah. All right. Combat time. Let's do this.
Yep.
Jeez.
All right.
I love the cloud effects coming off
of them. It's great.
Oh.
Do I sense a new track starting?
Uh-huh. Let's go. Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
All right.
Yes! Oh.
Shove it in its gullet.
Oh,
there you go.
Ooh. Nice and clean.
Oh.
Okay. Saved. All right, RWBY, let's go. Okay, I'm loving how they're having all the weapons, like almost being, like, sent off as ranged weapons at specific points. Yeah. Yeah, the wizard is OP.
Yeah,
the wizard is OP.
Yep. I mean... Wait, a ranged weapon was effective against Grim?
Oh my god! She's actually...
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No, don't do this!
Yes!
Come on!
But please tell me it's not just one.
No, I think we gotta start with one.
Yeah, it's gonna be just one.
Oh my god.
Okay, alright.
I'm so happy right now. Yep.
That wasn't talking in the past tense.
Nope. She's right here. But is she the same? That's gonna be...
her hair's too long. It's someone completely
hair's
different.
Long. You...
Oh, yep. Bump attack.
And dead.
Yeah.
RWBY is dead.
I hope there's a crater. Oh, no crater. Okay.
Oh, but yeah. Okay.
So they're saying that this is the only penny?
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So she's kind of the... Ha! But if... Let's see... I'm very happy right now. Yeah, that was kind of just... Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh! Wait, what?
Whoa. Boluses, okay. Oh, Atlas specialists. Okay. You were with the ship that... Yeah. Magnets! Magnets!
No, that was a horseshoe.
Magnets. The things we're throwing had a magnetic quality. It connected to it. Magnets, Jacob. Magnets, everyone! Yeah, casually... No! Just casually picks up the MacGuffin, is like, what's this?
Ace Ops. Oh, Ace Ops, nice.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that last one was redundant.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right.
Same kind of weapons as our good chameleon friend.
Yeah.
This is also probably more effective.
Well, I think the big point we can bring here is ED?
Or
this is the OP. This is the OP. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Very different than... Oh, nice. It's like forms across the seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wait. So is that how they're going to do the costume change? Is that they're going to be some kind of time skip for while they have to get out of the prison situation or whatever?
Oh, so these 5 are actually big characters. Okay. Watts.
Yeah.
Tyrion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Daddy.
That was quite the shot.
Jacques,
no pun intended.
And Shitley, Winter, and Weiss, and... Okay, cool.
Okay.
Teasing the new costume designs, and Penny is
the
back.
hair is all way bigger.
Yeah, I know. So much hair.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
That is a cool looking girl.
Yes. Okay, so that's the politician one that was on the posters. Yeah. And then we've got kind of a grim aura, not grim aura, dust corridor, what have you.
More than the actual visuals, Woo! I'm excited by what the visuals might represent. For the story,
That was awesome.
Wow.
So different for RWBY.
Definitely.
It felt much more
this almost feels like Christmas music or
and
something.
kind of like anime and just really cool stuff.
I will say though, the frame rate when they were in the silhouette form, that was a little bit weird.
Oh no. That was intentional. Come on, dude. Come on.
Wait. I think the drunk man was drunk man with 2 N's. That's his name. Drunk man.
Oh, that's his last name or something.
Yeah.
That? No space in between it or something like that.
What's your name? Man.
Drunk. We can go back and check that. That would be pretty fun. But yeah, they made the city also look really good. And they also were flexing on us by saying, yeah, the next city is just
right. Looks even cooler. Yeah.
Well yeah, yeah. All right, we're back with RWBY.
We are indeed.
Volume 7.
Yep.
And oh my God, Penny.
Penny's back. I did not expect him to start so quickly.
Back. Yeah, I thought it was obvious that Penny would come back,
right.
once we got back to Atlas, but it'd be more of a secret project, kind of a different soul bonded to the and
the
aura, different aura. What
the way they're doing it, and I guess we didn't know the mechanics of how Penny worked and all that stuff, so they're going for the core thing, which makes sense because then you don't necessarily have to have the army of pennies, although they still could do that.
Oh, they still could do that.
They could still definitely do that. Mm-hmm. But they were kind of, I feel getting ahead of the train with that one, where it's okay, we don't need to work yes, we know that this isn't really a surprise. It's kind of a surprise that Penny's back and she's normal, right? Because we didn't exactly know.
Yeah.
But it's upfront. It's not oh, here's this big thing we're gonna build up to, and it's no, we already figured that was gonna happen.
Right. I mean, if any of the characters in Volume 3's whole just tragic, consequential thing happened as far as a a permanency for the consequences. Penny's whole thing was the emotional impact that it had on our main characters who had to go on without her.
Yeah, and the idea that this show has now gone there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going to get worse,
And so then Pyrrha died at the end of
and there was that very important double tap, right? Exactly. And I love how they made it so that lots of crazy things could happen with the permanent consequences only ever really being with one of them. Like Yang still has a robot arm instead, but
and that is pretty permanent. But it is different in that Yang can grow and change, and it's not a dead end for her story. Right. If anything, it's a new beginning. Whereas Pyrrha's was, she will be remembered, but her story is over.
Right, so, and the whole idea in stories of like whenever there's like a robot that people care about, and then it's like, oh no, the robot died.
Come on, guys! If
it's a robot, just make another one, right? So
so the question for us was always, would Penny's soul, her personality, carry on into the next one?
Yep.
And they're going with the she had a core,
and they retrieved that. Totally makes sense. Yep.
That was damaged somewhat, but they were able to restore it and or reconnect it to another body.
Yeah.
So the main thing that we only had really working against us was time, and that it would take some in order for her to be restored. And here she is. And she has her memories. She has, I believe, she's got everything. I don't see anything wrong with her to where she's like, "What's your name again?" Or
and in some ways, that there's that sick, twisted part of me that really wishes they had done something like that, because
but they still could.
They still could. Right?
Like she might not remember her death, even. Like she might not remember.
Sure. But given but so far everything seems to be fairly deja vu.
As Blake said, surprisingly wholesome.
Right, exactly. So we're probably not going to go down the route of let's traumatize Ruby even further right now.
Yeah.
Although that means they could kill Penny off again, but then that's kind of double dipping. So Penny's probably safe for now.
Yeah. But they still could do our Penny 2.0 mass-produced army kind of thing here.
Right. And one of the other things that I was thinking about. Okay, Penny being down here and keeping charge of the city. In some cases, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, she keeps charge of the city and she's awesome, so she can take care of the city by herself. But there's this, again, that sick, twisted part of me that's like, now they're throwing out the trash. And they don't value her, so they're putting her in position to watch over the place that they don't value, right? And what they actually determined is, that whole personality, that whole soul thing, it gets in the way, like it would be a lot more effective.
That fits in with the themes of what they're establishing so far in this volume.
And even if it wasn't that exact kind of thinking, it could just be, okay, this is great. The prototype is a success.
Yep.
The thing is, duplicating a soul is a lot more difficult than just duplicating the body. So given that we need to mass produce these things because Penny can't be everywhere at once, we'll have her just watch over the whole city. She'll be able to do a pretty good job of that, even though she can't be everywhere. Yeah. And then, we'll just have to downgrade the quality from the prototype a little bit in order to fit the assembly line.
Yeah. Now, the main issue with that, the reason why Penny is so strong is not just that she's made of titanium,
but she has an aura.
But she has an aura, and anyone with an aura in this universe automatically gets a bump up in, basically prowess as a fighter of some kind if they're. They're put into a situation where they're in combat, and they would still need souls.
Right.
But this is where Jacob and I have talked about this to end on, and we'll repeat on you just basically the TLDR
the soul transfer
version.
For the aura, for the maiden, that was the technology that Atlas developed. So, or did they already have it and they used it to...
Because when this was introduced, the idea of this was before the maidens, but when the maidens were introduced, the talk that Ironwood had was specifically surrounding something with the Penny Project.
The girl, I can explain. Yeah. And the whole idea of Pinocchio, I'm a real boy.
Yeah.
Penny's a real girl.
Yeah. And the dark part that they could bring up with this is that this guy, this Geppetto guy in the credits, he's known as Dr. Pietro Polendina, so he is actually...
Geppetto.
Her father. Yes, exactly. Now, that might be... a thing of where he's the father of the soul that was put into her.
Right. Or
his motivations are more emotionally based and personal in that he just wanted to save his daughter's life because maybe, something bad happened and he just found a way to preserve her, however that worked. But then Atlas then goes and says, hey, we would like to, fund your research, basically. and we would like partial ownership over this specific stuff. And then they take it to their own scientists and do things in kind of the deep state secret, kind of thing there. Well, and then they have all these very convenient deaths in mines and stuff where, Faunus or what other stuff is going on. And then they just kind of go, oh no, we get some Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood attaching, souls to stuff there. Right. Yep. That's totally not something that RWBY has drawn on inspiration from in the past for stuff. So
one of the things that is pretty much just my own little headcanon here as far as reasonings, because I don't think they'll ever get into the whole idea of like, we don't want a true like robot uprising thing.
Oh, sure.
But the idea that potentially, what if it was something where they're like, okay, we're making this super death robot, right? We want to make sure that it doesn't go crazy, so we're going to have it be raised by this person as if she were his daughter.
Oh, Yeah, but this guy's Geppetto. He's going to be good. There's nothing.
I know. But the idea that she doesn't necessarily, like, the soul of Penny doesn't necessarily have to be his daughter, because he probably also designed the robot.
Oh,
part.
Right. He could have. It basically is the same thing as adopting someone. For
sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, let's move on to the actual political and kind of, I would say, kind of plot landscape that they're doing with this Atlas Mantle situation. So we go in there. The army is deployed, the Air Force essentially is deployed, and it's a bit too intense for the usual situations, according to Weiss. And Winter and Ironwood are all on board with this, and this is very much we are on high alert constantly. This is not sustainable in the long term, which is making a bit of a Big Brother super state overlord kind of situation.
Now,
it's not good.
One of the things that I'd be interested for them to bring up in this, and given how RWBY has paced the show and the number of characters and things like that and how they want to move the plot along, we might not be able to, right? Because a lot of times I feel like they can't get into these things very deeply because they want to keep moving to the next thing, right? But you don't just get Big Brother overnight.
No.
You don't.
No.
And when Weiss pointed things out, I was almost kind of surprised that Weiss was the one that pointed them out, because yes, she's used to Atlas and everything, but she was also in Atlas in Volume 4, which was post Volume 3 when the blockade was already happening. So is this supposed to be something that's beyond what they were doing back then?
Yeah. So what I think we can ascertain is that Weiss has had her whole journey being about waking up to smell the roses. No pun intended in the shipping side of things, but literally that she has become more and more aware of the failings of her country, her people, and what have you. So that when she sees this corruption, when she sees power being abused in a specific way, her thing is going to be righting the wrongs and taking it in a more direct approach than she used to in the past, which is more passive aggressive. And such.
And in some ways not even really rejecting it, because it's just what she's always seen. So how is she to know that that's not normal, right? And then once she gets outside of her cushy life, then she's able to see what's out there, interacts with all these other people, sees it's a lot more complicated, and now that she returns home, she realizes that she's changed, right? Like it doesn't even necessarily have to be that the place Atlas itself and and Mantle and everything is much different. It's just that she's different, so she looks at these things and she's like,
yeah, I'm not sure how I like these specific things
now that
here.
I think about it, like from the perspective that I used to have, totally makes sense. And then it's like, oh yeah, I get why Ironwood does it. From the other perspective, it's like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, I think what's also here that's a good thing to bring up is the idea of escalation, in that she's definitely seen the fleet deployed in this kind of similar manner, but she said this aggressively. So what it probably is that,
the music,
of course,
they didn't have the music playing back then.
Yeah, she's seen it at a scale of 6 out of 10. This is 9 out of 10, and she's like, whoa, this is a 50% increase. What? Why are we seeing everything so intense here? And I'm also guessing another thing is that she hasn't been to Mantle that often. So going down to ever. Yes, exactly. And that she's probably now in the street seeing people acting this way, seeing people that aren't just like, people that are against this kind of thing. I loved the image of the kids throwing the rock at the drone.
And then hiding.
Then hiding. That is the perfect bit of world building to tell us almost everything we need to know about how this area is controlled.
A lot of the other stuff almost felt too much.
Okay.
Like in the case of like the showing the that there were like the protesters or the revolutionaries or whatever, like things like that. I'm assuming that's what it was. That almost seems like something that's more of like a establishing a plot point that like there will be an insurrectionist movement within Mantle, right?
Right.
And then
to the teeth or
exactly.
Or what have you?
Show your teeth, bury your teeth,
something like that. Yeah.
Which is like, okay, cool, yeah. So that's a plot point that they're setting up.
Same thing with the election thing that they had, and that girl's face that they had plastered all over everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
in the OP too.
yeah, that part with the kid of throwing the thing at the drone and then immediately, like backing back around the corner and the drone.
Like they had genuine fear that there would be some kind of retribution because of the thing that they'd done, but they couldn't help but display their own freedom to each other by being like, yeah, screw the deep state or what have you. Let's do this here. And then Big Brother turns around and goes, "What did you just commit an act of treason against Atlas's military?"
And what I would love to see is if they were to explore the idea of how long this has been going on.
Right. Because I think it's been going on for not as long as we'd think, though. Like in terms of the scale. Because I think the fall of Beacon is the hard point from where everything started to escalate up, further.
And yet that was like less than a year ago. So
exactly.
so this much widespread stuff, like unless they have some Starforge factory that pumps out all these drones and stuff, like this was happening long before.
I know what you mean, but I want to posit the idea of what they introduced as a plot point in previous volumes was the idea of Atlas recalling everything. So the idea that there was a lot of military hardware out there in places like Argus and what have you.
Oh yeah,
but then like, over the course of time, they recalled all their specialists. They're like, no, we come back here. We go into a little bit more of an isolationist policy.
And the whole idea of like if those drones, for instance, aren't just drones, but they're actually like military scouting drones that they repurposed for like watching the city.
Yeah,
like
that's chilling.
It is resourceful. It's in a time of war. It is practical. Scary as hell.
Yeah.
But like so with like what happens there.
Sorry, there's my phone going off here.
But that's the kind of thing that I would love to see because the thing is with these characters we have one perspective on it, and I know that again because of the show and how it works and everything, we're probably going to stick to Team RWBY and everybody's perspective for the most part.
Probably about I would say 70%, but I think they could do
and probably more than that, right?
Third person omniscient to other characters.
I would love to see some third person omniscient stuff like what we got with Salem and everybody, in the different locations and stuff with specifically Ironwood and Winter, because there's
and then add in maybe also Jacques and any kind of other political
Watts,
figures.
potentially because
Watts would be, I would say, the villain probably alternate thing where they might separate it a little bit more.
But one of the things that I'd be really excited because then we can basically see because Ironwood is taking things too far. I want to see though the things of why exactly he's doing this beyond just that he's paranoid, right? Because we get that he's paranoid. He has reason to be paranoid. Yeah. I want to see it though. I want to see him fraying at the edges, right? Because he's already been built up to be this very put together kind of character, even though he has his flaws, right?
Right.
And given the fact that Watts is here, since Ironwood does not know that Watts is a bad guy. In fact, I don't think who does actually know that Watts is a bad guy?
Salem and Cinder and company.
Right. Yeah. And
maybe Raven.
Yeah, some of Raven's crew would basically remember.
Yeah, but she wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. She
looks like
half
nobody.
The world away.
But also she's not going to recognize him as being like, I should tell everyone to take the pic. Like, I mean, her knowledge that Watts or this person is tied to Salem,
right?
And
unless she is actually like there with them, which she has no reason to be.
No,
right?
Never.
Exactly.
So Watts is going to be a huge problem.
Exactly, and that can help build to the tension if we see the ways that basically, because Watts, the way he will be fighting won't be with his fighting. So if we can see him, it's tech, it's the manipulation. So if we can see that, that's basically us seeing him doing his equivalent of combat.
Right. So we've got also another thing that you mentioned, Starforge here. The Relic of Creation is supposed to be here. There is a very real possibility that they've already found a way to basically be like, Osmond said we should keep it locked away, but what if we were just tapping into it a little bit?
A gift to the foes of Salem.
Why not use this ring? Yeah, exactly. That would be a fun plot point to bring up.
Sure.
But big thing that I feel like is kind of an easy source of conflict here is that we have characters coming into this setting, Team RWBY, Team Juniper, Crow, and Maria Calavera. They know a little bit more than what our Atlas, residents know. Because of the fact that they've recalled everything, they know, oh, hey, by the way, we've got the Relic of Knowledge. Mm-hmm. We actually know a little bit more with things with Ozpin. Mm-hmm. We need to share our, stuff. But there's going to be this distrust that comes in here because of the fact that Ironwood is paranoid. So I think we should all brace ourselves, like the fandom collectively, to see ourselves get a little bit upset at Ironwood. And I mean, like, not a little bit, but like really upset. Because if they mentioned that he was scared and then Geppetto guy says, no, I'm going to go with paranoid. There's a huge difference between someone who's afraid, whereas someone is basically like, I am not going to touch the fire because I will burn my hand.
Right.
Then there's the paranoid person that desk is actually made of fire.
Right. That desk is flammable, therefore it must be removed. Like that makes me think like Stalin. Like in the extreme, right? Where they can take it. And the thing is that from what we've seen of Ironwood, that is not the kind of person he is. But if they're going to have him, and that's again why I want to see him up close, because since I get the feeling they're going to go there, I want to see it happen so that it feels more like it has more substance to it, right?
Sure.
It's earned, so we understand why, and that makes it more chilling, right? Because if it's just, oh, he's a military person, therefore he bad, it's like,
I think that's going to be part of it, but I think the other thing is we see, going back into Volume 4, one of the most recent bits of characterization we got from him was that he doesn't have the trust in other people's opinions or viewpoints. Was that when Jacques was bringing in some pretty cool points, being like, hey, you need to get a grip. That was like, Jacques not saying
when
that
Jacques says something that is actually a semi-good point, like...
Yeah. That's a bad sign.
Right, that's a bad sign.
But the other thing was when he shoots the Grim so casually in the thing there, we all go,
the only one who's
badass.
making any sense around here.
Right, which means that he
sees himself as being alone.
He sees himself as being alone and probably the only one that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a really dangerous place to be in.
That can be a very dangerous place to be in, which is again why I want to see that. I want to see that stuff happen because the thing is it could be done cheaply. And I don't think they're going to I don't think it's going to happen that way.
No, I don't think so either.
But
I think it's going
to
happen.
That happen in stories.
Right, but I think if anything, it's going to be unpacked over the course of many episodes. So I would say in the initial bits, when we encounter Ironwood for the first time, like, Crow is going to be the audience and be like, what the hell, Ironwood? Like, bro, I think that's personally what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Winter. That's going to be our in. I think Winter and Weiss are going to have their reconnection as siblings, and then they're going to tie everything back into the family.
Right.
And then through the kind of the political changes that they're teasing here with some kind of election coming up, they're going to essentially have to not undermine Ironwood, but kind of say, like, Ironwood, we need you to take a step back.
Right, we need you to be a commander, not a governor.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. We need you to focus on security, but we need you to take a step back out of the
leadership
social leadership kind of positions there.
Separation of those two things. I would
separation of military and state.
Right. And I would very much love to see that. The main thing that I really want to see though is that right now they have two people that are personal connections that have the ear of Ironwood. Now,
yes,
I understand
that's
that
true.
Winter might not pick up the phone very often, but she does care about Weiss a lot. So,
yes.
I hope they don't get into too much, basically...
melodrama?
Yeah, like political red tape. Like if you ever are playing a D&D campaign and you need to hire a lawyer, something's gone wrong, right? Yeah. So them getting arrested, awesome, right? But... hopefully it's not like a big point of conflict of like, oh no, we can't get out of here, or Winter's like, I can't do anything, or stuff.
Yeah. Another thing that's really big to bring up is we get Penny back, and even more so, Penny being back means something kind of different for the I would say the teams, the main characters as a whole.
Wait, Penny name starts with a P. We can get Juniper back.
Oh, that's good. No, that's cold. You don't just replace Piero with.
I mean, they already copied her disintegration animation. Like everything else is getting dusted. So,
wow.
I mean,
okay, sure. Well, I was more meaning the fact that our main crew of characters, our D&D party squad, our 7 main. Main people
9.
And all that. I count Crow and Maria as kind of
10
adjacent
Oscar.
Then.
That's what
I keep forgetting about Oscar. I'm sorry. So there are 8 actually in the non-Crow Maria kind of squad there. I think they're going to have kind of a little bit of a little bit of a kind of acknowledgement of how the past has kind of
changed them.
Well, not changed them, but been something that they've had to abandon a little bit.
Okay.
There's a lot that's different about them. And the idea that Penny being back is kind of like this, hey, here's a nice salve, a fun taste of the past. I would like Penny to be almost the last vestige of that. The thing that goes, here's some wonderful wholesomeness.
Yeah.
But
and
then we realize that
they've all changed and that
they've all changed and that this situation that they're in puts them into a place where they can't really just hold on to the past wholesomeness or what have you.
I would love to see a sad Penny that's like, where'd my friends go? Well, like what happened? You know, like,
I mean, they're gonna have to catch up and everything. And I almost feel like that's further out than maybe you'd like.
Yeah.
But I do think that they're going to have those kinds of hard conversations about, like, Penny, this is gonna take some time. Mm-hmm. You died.
Right.
And we processed your death.
Yeah. I grieved. Like,
yeah. Like I can already see...
This is a lot to take.
Like, I can already see RWBY having a little bit of, this is something I want to be ecstatic about. And I am happy, but this hurts.
Right. Because
this hurts.
It's almost like that bit of paranoia that I lost you. And if you come back, that means I can lose you again. Mm-hmm. That means I can go through that again.
Yeah, and it takes a strong person to be able to basically say, I'm willing to risk all the pain again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hope. So I really want a more positive, I would say, volume theme. And I feel like the OP lets us know that this is going to be a little bit more of our protagonist kind of on the rise, taking some W's and, putting out some work. They're going to be doing some cool stuff. But I also feel like this world is something that also on a meta way, RWBY has gotten better and better and better every volume at making the world feel like a world. And
especially with the visuals.
But when we came into Mantle and we saw all these little bits of world building just kind of sprinkled in there, and it's like, they didn't explain any of that. Well, that's super good. It's efficient usage of the time, and then just getting us to feel like, Team RWBY is a big deal, and they're recognized by Pietro, and that's awesome. Mm-hmm. They're getting the hero worship that the protagonists get in fantasy stories. But
and also Weiss, like, wait, was that...
But, right. But then they also get punked by 5 Atlas specialists that come in and go, we had your number. You came in on a stolen ship. You came in here expecting this all to just be fine and what have you. No. You're bodied, you're flattened, taking you to jail. Let's go. It's like, get
back on the DM's plot rails. You can't take a detour to this city.
I mean, sure. That's kind of funny as well.
All right, you met the NPC that I was hoping you'd see.
And it's the DM also being nice because it's going to take them to the characters that they want to see anyway.
Exactly. You're going to get interrogated by Winter personally.
Yeah. Oh, what a punishment that will be.
Yeah. Especially for Crow. Private room, please.
But what I'm excited about this is that it makes our characters realize that they're in the adults' world now. They're no longer in the kids' world. They're the remnant of their childhood that died literally to showcase that they've moved on from the happy-go-lucky times, comes back to be like, hey, we can have good old times again. It's like... Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? There was a part of me, I don't know whether this is just me being like a sour old man now, right? But I actually didn't like Nora being so chipper.
Oh, come on.
Like, because I know that in this episode.
The dancing shoes that he was developing, and she's like, I want to try that.
Well, okay, in general, with like Nora, like, still being chipper, I get that Nora is a bubbly person and that will not be suppressed by anybody.
Never.
But the idea of like, I want to see more of that, like, they have gone through things, like,
but this is them
serious stuff happening.
No, that's like, gonna happen later. This is them on the rise, man. Volume 6 happened and they were winning.
Whoa. If they're on the rise now and that stuff's coming later, then what kind of horrible stuff is gonna have to happen later?
We know the rules of
I
I guess it would be now.
No, because they broke that rule because the third volume and then the sixth volume, nothing really bad happened in the sixth volume.
Well, I guess in the sixth one, they had more of the darker stuff happen, but... And maybe, if anything, it's more of that, it's just once you look at things towards the end of an arc, then things can either go...
Sure, and that's one of the things that really surprises me about this one is because with the number of things that they set up just with Mantle, right? Even though they're, like, getting, taken prisoner, so we might not even see Mantle very much, although we'll probably see plenty of it because they were proud of those city models, and they probably want to take some time before they need to show off Atlas, to make sure that it's
I think they're going to show off Atlas. It's just going to be like let's bridge the gap with some other stuff,
But like they set up characters and stuff, like groups of characters, in this new place. That's a lot. Like just handling a party of 11 as is.
I just want to let you know, I do have some meta knowledge that I don't think you do. That I believe they have said that I don't remember if this was an RTX thing or what have you.
Like 2-3 volumes.
But they said that there will be, I think, at minimum 2 volumes for the Atlas arc.
Yeah, I would hope so. Because Atlas has been built up enough that definitely, and you could just have 1 volume in Mantle, 1 volume in Atlas,
or just have it be focused around basically we bring everything to Atlas and figure things out, then stuff goes crazy, and then as things start to go crazy, we think we made a win, and it's like, no, things are going to get even worse, and then the next volume starts with things already being worse, and then we have to figure out how to make it better again. I think that the main thing is that you're talking about all this stuff and you're like, okay, how will they solve the pacing thing? And I think they've already kind of let us know, hey, don't worry about the pacing because we'll be here for a while. We are going to maybe take a little bit of a cue from the earlier Beacon stuff and be like, yeah, we'll take some time to let the location...
hit the highlights, but not necessarily go all the way through every little thing.
Right, but make sure that the location that we're featuring gets the good attention that it deserves.
Yeah. And the way they showed in the OP the characters transitioning into their new designs, I really like that because that, again, I said it before, but it connotates this passage of time, right? Yeah. So the idea that we can spend time here, and because I want to really get to know Atlas, not just the culture shock of we're going to this place and it's a war zone, and it's like, slash Big Brother 1984 kind of thing.
Yeah. I want to pull out a meta thing there, just something you were saying that's kind of interesting, is that we can almost deduce that the costumes are proof that Ironwood will work with them at some point, because it's basically like upgrades of Atlas kind of thing.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Weiss is the perfect example of that. She's practically rocking the saber design. True and she's got armor now.
Right, and that's it, because
she will end up probably getting...
Yeah, because
they all will.
I am really excited to see Ironwood with all his flaws. I want to see, though, the way that we see that he's still Ironwood, that he's still trying to help them.
He'll have to be reminded.
Right, exactly, which makes the flaws hurt more. Because if it gets to the point where it's like, okay, Ironwood's just going full paranoid now, and he's just full on dictator at this point, then I don't care as much about the fact that he's messing up.
Right. Yeah, and it'll probably come through a very awkward conversation between a boy and an old man.
Yeah,
because what you saw in the OP,
which is also very fitting, from a aesthetic standpoint of
the young boy literally chastising the old guy.
Yep.
Have you forgotten?
Yeah,
why you joined me?
Yeah.
What I've done for you?
Why are you doing this in the first place?
Yeah. I'm gonna love that.
What's the goal here?
We also got in the OP something probably teasing that confrontation where Oscar and Ironwood were literally fighting. We're training. Yeah. Is this gonna be a thing where Ironwood's gonna give back then to Osmond and be like, yeah, I'll help you kind of work things up a little bit with your body and stuff. In fact, you trained me maybe when I lost my half. And then now I'm gonna give that back to you when you've lost your body and everything.
Okay, so that was why. Okay, one of my favorite things from this episode, especially pertaining to Ironwood, was how when they showed Ironwood, it wasn't he seems scary on those billboards, talking about all the stuff, in the city that's going to shit, right?
Yeah, he looks tired.
He looks tired, and that's
a good difference.
That is a very good difference, and I am so excited to see a point where Ironwood is just at his end, right? Yeah. Because we've seen it before, like in Volume 2, where he's like, I don't know if I can fully trust Ozpin and everything, I and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the idea of him being like, I don't know what to do. I'm doing everything I can, and I know it's not working. I know it's making things worse. What do I do? You know, and like having that moment of vulnerability with Ozpin, like,
that'd be fantastic.
That'd be so good, so good.
We didn't even talk about the Schnee family. I'm really excited to see them probably doing some shenanigans. I am suspecting we are going to see a money war. Now, this is where I see this there.
Okay.
This is something that I'd say is a little bit more apropos due to some of the cultural stuff going on in our country, and they sometimes use Atlas, I've seen, as kind of their dark mirror for the U.S. and sometimes. And one of the things that they had teased in this episode was the idea of an election. Now, if the Schnee family is one of the most...
That won't get topical at all.
But here's the thing that I find really interesting is that the Schnee family mentions the idea, Jacques specifically mentioned the idea of like the council or what have you. And like Ironwood flops his big dick on the table, is like, I hold 2 seats. And it's like, oh, that's a problem. One person shouldn't literally hold 2 seats.
Okay.
And then I got the other vibe from Legend of Korra that he's now moved into a little bit of more of a Tarlok thing, where it's not that he holds 2 seats, it's that he literally holds all the seats through just his like, hey, I've got the army, everyone should listen to me.
People freak out when it's wartime, right?
But that's the thing, he's put them into the mode that it's wartime.
I mean, it is.
I mean, yeah, it is, but they're literally doing the we will not engage in war unless it comes to us kind of thing, which is basically saying they're not at war also. So I know what you mean, but this is what I think with the election side of things is when you have an election, you basically go for the, we might not just have a switch in who's calling the shots, who's moving things around or what have you, but we might also have a change to the way the political structure system actually works. Right. And then it might not be just a council. It might be we have a head of council, and then we have council members that act as like a mediation so that the head of state doesn't have all the power. Right. And then they, get elected by others or what have you like that. And if something that big is happening at a time when they're this paranoid about their security, that's something that Watts, Jacques, and who else?
Shitley, definitely.
Well, we just hate him. But I'm talking about someone that would be a surprise in this.
I think those are the main two. Because
I think actually Cinder and Neo maybe. They'll be potentially the reinforcements to help kind of do some subterfuge.
No,
just at the base level.
Okay, maybe. But the thing is, I feel like they're more going on like a stealth mission, right?
Okay, so maybe Watts,
because this is like political stuff, right?
Right, and it'll probably just be the new character.
And because one of the things like from what I know, at least I don't know too much about history, but from what I've read, it always seems to be not that the leader is changed in the middle of the conflict, but it's right after the conflict. That, regardless of whether you did a good job or not, right? People tend to just say, you handle it because we don't want to handle it. This is scary stuff that's happening.
Yeah, that was George Washington at the end of the Revolutionary War. Right, they were like, hey, you're president. He's like, I don't want to be president. Well, we don't care. You're president.
Right, exactly.
It's just like,
and then when it's over, then it's like, yeah, that was just, we have a negative association with when you were, like in leadership. So we just kind of want you to go and someone else to take your place.
And then sometimes that person is Caesar and they just decide, executive power. Right. I rule forever, God, King, all that. Right. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting.
Oh boy.
And in some ways they used this episode as more of a, world visuals kind of thing there. We haven't gotten as much with the characters yet, but I am very excited to see a totally nuts and bolts, Ruby and Penny, just classic.
They said abandon the ship, but you can't make us.
Yeah, you can't. Really.
We will die with this ship.
So that's gonna be good. And Penny sounds fantastic, and we had a salutation.
We did indeed. And I would have loved to have a crater though. I love the charging up for like the Glomp attack, but I would have loved for it to just be.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear Lindsay Jones do a classic Ruby. Why? Yeah. just dead. We actually had 2 moments of kind of the classic anime truck kun from the side.
Oh yeah, we got a double tap on the drone.
Yeah, that was so random. But
now granted,
I loved
it. Cloud, whatever, I'm sure Yang's picture is, but that's probably how they found them. That's probably
how they found them.
Yeah. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like,
instantly saved to the cloud.
Look, I can spy on like my cousin, over on the other side of like the country, Yeah.
That's actually probably the part that I'm most excited for them to poke a lot of holes at the, hey, this doesn't make a place more secure. This makes people more paranoid, if anything. Just the idea of having so much surveillance to the point where, even with our culture nowadays, we have people, who are on the, like, most wanted list for our country and are hiding out in asylum because they whistle blew on, like, how crazy the surveillance is over here. So, yeah. This is going to be fun. RWBY, good job in the first episode and a good OP. That's a good OP. I'm not as certain about the music, though.
Yeah, I'm not as certain about the music either.
But I definitely really liked the anime style of the OP.
Yes,
it was very new.
You definitely. And the thing is, I am definitely one of those people that is all for taking creative liberties with the music, especially in storytelling. And if it's for the OP, who cares if it's usually like, balls to the walls, crazy hype, like do something different, right? I love that. This one might have to grow on me, but the visuals and everything that they did through that, awesome.
I almost felt like
the story implications I'm really excited for.
The color design kind of off, like little vignette things for each of the characters almost felt like a Cowboy Bebop thing.
Yeah, it almost felt like one of those like way older anime openings where they'd like spend like 2 seconds for each one to sort of like introduce each character, and like give them their montage, and then like they're still posed with their name underneath.
Yeah, and then the little bits of transition where we showed them going from older character models to new ones. It was especially apparent because Yang went from having her arm back to being her her golden angel,
right?
Half mechanical look.
Right.
So there was that, but it's also, I guess, teasing for the people that didn't see all the character designs and models that they showed at RTX and all that this is what they're going to look like later in the volume. Like,
right.
And
yeah.
Some of them I'm very excited about.
Yep.
I'm very excited about. The one I still have to mention that I'm still not sold on at all is John. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
That hair.
I'm sure it's gonna grow on me.
But I don't.
But hey,
it's certainly not gonna grow on Pyrrha. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only thing that grows on Pyrrha is mold, but
Yeah.
I
mean, that's true.
I'm sorry I went there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she.
I mean, what are we talking about? She's ashes. The only place she's growing is like a little bit of a special thing in like the inside of Ruby's lungs.
I don't know. Yeah. But Jean's haircut. I think you need to talk to Ren about some fashion tips. Like,
but who knows? He could end up being pretty awesome with it. Yeah, that's our Volume 7 premiere. Got a lot of stuff to discuss on this one here.
Oh, new Crow voice. Great.
New Crow voice is quite good. And it's softer. It's softer. And in some ways, I kind of like it better.
Yeah.
In a weird way, the voice actor for him is, I believe he's someone in MHA in the dub. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But did a very good job.
Yeah, like he had that same kind of, like he had that, same kind of like, voice, but it
wasn't just an imitation. It felt like
it
felt like he created almost a slightly more, I don't know, kind of not tired voice, but kind of a little bit more emotional voice.
Yeah, because like I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that they were gonna just have the voice for Crow be completely different, right? And just be like, okay, this fits him as a character, but sounds totally different, and just get over the transition and then keep going, right? But this really works.
Yeah, definitely. So, Volume 7 premiere, y'all. Thank you so much for watching the end of this discussion here. Leave a comment in the video below for your thoughts on the premiere and stuff like that, because this show can't really have anything be spoiled because, like that whole thing is just something we're watching episode by episode, and there's no, manga or source material after this. It's a fun thing where we'll actually be able to go into the comments and, interact with you guys as long as there's no,
other stuff.
Yeah. So keep it RWBY related, and let us know if we missed anything, if there's any other hidden little Easter eggs in there. So we can
like the whale.
The second episode. Yeah, the whale was a fun one there.
Yeah.
But see you in the next one. But until then, y'all, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.